Hey everyone, it's me, Donna. I thought I'd make this video and go back and revisit my family tree DNA page to see what all has changed. But first of all, let me go back to my older video that I had made about it, where I had showed about my origins and all that stuff. Let me mute that out. Let's see, let me get to the part where, let's see, let me find it, where I click on like the ancient origins. Alright, right here it's showing that it's 14% Metal Age invader, 46 farmer, 40% hunter-gatherer, and then 0% non-European. So let me go over here and let's see, my origins. Whoops, wrong thing. Hold on. Let's see, where was that at? Right here, ancient origins. They got, see, the page is a little bit different than it used to be. Alright, so they still got me at 14% Metal Age invader, and let me see here, what was that other, 46%, oops, oh, yeah, 46% farmer, 40% hunter. Okay, yeah, so that's pretty much the same as far as that goes. And here's the map. And it will show you like the paths. You can click on this up here and it'll show you all the paths that they take, or that they took from where they originated from. But I won't bore you with all that, so I'll click out of that. Okay, now let me go back. Alright, let me go to this video and let's see, let me get to where it actually shows my results. Okay, right here, let's see, it's showing me at 95% British Isles and 4% Southeast Europe on that. And let's go to the updated version. Alright, on the updated version, they've got me at 80% England, Wales, and Scotland, and 12% Scandinavia, of course, and then 8% Ireland. I noticed it seems like they've, let's see if they've taken out my Oceania, the Polynesian. Let's see here. I don't see it anywhere on here. Yeah, they've totally made that disappear. But I do know that I have it because it showed up in other DNA tests. Just like I know I have Native American, I have ancient Chinese, I have African, I have, you know, quite a bit more. I have, let me go, I have quite a bit of Italian and Spanish and Portuguese. In some tests, it even shows as high as like 10%. 10% Spanish and Portuguese and 10% Italian, which usually they just call it Iberian right here. So that has showed up in other tests. Let's see, what, oh, also South Asian. I have quite a bit of that. And it's showing up as Gujarati Indian and Punjabi, stuff like that. So there's really more to the story that this test doesn't show, but of course it's no shock because a lot of these tests from some of these major companies, they will only go so far as far as your lineage, maybe back to like the anywhere from like the third or fourth great grandparent. And that's where they try to give you the story that it's like 100% or whatever, and it's not, because it goes way on back. And that's, even though a lot of the stuff that I have is ancient, but still it's there, it's in me, and it is a part of my DNA. And it's kind of disappointing when companies just don't want to show that. They don't want to go through the trouble or the expense of digging deeper into people's DNA and showing them really what they've got. And if they do, they want to turn around and hit you with a subscription. And that's what it's all about. It's all about drawing more money out of you in order to know more. That's the name of the game, which I can understand it. Hey, it's, everybody's out to make money. I don't blame anybody for wanting to make money, but honestly, I feel like it would be better, and I've mentioned this before, if some of these companies would do like a prepaid situation to where you can just open up a little bit extra, maybe pay an extra $10 or so to open up a little bit more features, and then when you get some more money, you can open up a little bit extra and go on further back, and so on and so forth. I feel like that would be a better option for people, instead of some of these big companies like FamilyTreeDNA and all that wanting you to pay some big, high, costly monthly subscription fee. I'm not cool with that. I'm not thrilled about that. But I mean, it's their business. They can do what they want. But I think they would probably make more money, and it would be just more practical to just offer things at a prepaid version. Or even say if a prepaid subscription version, maybe instead of locking you down into a subscription, why don't they let you pay, say like if you want to open it up for 30 days. Okay, well, you pay $5 or $10 and you can open up some ancient stuff for 30 days. And then say once you do that and you enjoy that, well then it can lapse or whatever, and it's no big deal. They won't charge you and all this stuff. It'll just end. It ends when it ends. And then say 6 months later, you might want to open it up again and maybe see if anything else has changed. If anything new has popped up, you can do that. I think that would be wonderful. I just honestly think they would make more money if they went that route. If somebody thought and had a light bulb go off in their head, I think that would be a better route. Instead of just giving people this. I mean, I can look in the mirror and see this. This is absolutely nothing new. It would just be nice to see more to the story. But anyway, that's a whole rant that I don't want to get into. But right here's their chromosome painter. And that's where it's like a painting of your DNA, as far as they're concerned. Okay, there's that. And then this is the chromosome browser, which I'm not clicking on that because that links me up to cousins and kinfolk, and I don't want to, for privacy reasons, I'm not going to click on that. Just same thing with Family Finder, matches, and all that. I'm not clicking on that. But anyway, so that's pretty much what they offer when you pay for the initial thing. I had downloaded my DNA, and then I decided to buy a little bit extra and get this, and this is what they gave me for my money for that. And again, I'm kind of disappointed. It's not anything great, but that's the way that it is. And I'm planning on sometime in the future re-looking at my FamilyTreeDNA, even though it hasn't been that long since I did a video about that. But I may check again and see what all has been updated, if anything, on there. And maybe with a few more DNA websites, I think I'm going to go back and revisit them. Because a lot's changed in a few years, and I'm sure more of these companies have put lockdowns on what you can see and what what you have access to. That's just like they got rid of their family tree thing on here. I believe I saw a notice about that. And so I guess they're just letting people connect up with some other sites or whatever that they're maybe partnered with as far as that goes. So even though, I mean, I think you can still look at your tree, but you can't add anything to it or anything. So so I guess that's how that goes on that. But anyway, I just thought I would just do an update about this site and all that. So in case any of you want to, you know, get you a kit or upload your raw DNA to this company, you know, you may or may not be disappointed. It depends on how happy you are with current results as opposed to wanting to know more ancient. Like when I want to know ancient, I don't want to go way on back and then them only show the ancient part of the results that they're giving me. For instance, like the British and the Irish and all that, because we all know that a lot of them came out of on below France and all that, some parts of the Middle East, and then they spread out and went to England and you know, some maybe Scandinavia or whatever. I want to know the ancient stuff, such as my ancient Chinese, my ancient Native American, and ancient African, and all that. I would like to know that stuff. Where are, you know, where did exactly did they originate from? Even though some other DNA tests have kind of showed me that, and I'm grateful for that. But this company does not. So when they do ancient, they're just doing ancient on the modern stuff that they're showing you, if that makes any sense to people out there. But anyway, I'm going to get off here and quit rambling. So we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.